sounds like a plan. All right, let me start a new window here. Be careful what you say now, because now you are being recorded. All right, so let's do Runge Kutta. So I don't have a video posted, I don't think, for Runge Kutta anyway. So we'll go ahead and use Runge Kutta to do this one and do this error as well. So remember, for Runge Kutta, we need our step size, we need our x and our y from the previous step. We need the K1, which, remember, the K1 is just your slope from Euler's method. I'll write that on the board, but just remember that your K1 is your f of x in, y in, right? So we also have to do our intermediate steps, right? So just as an intermediate step for this one, we'll do, say, what do I need? I need that x sub, like n plus a half, right? Right? And then we want our, I'll do the same thing, the y sub n plus a half of k1 times h. Right? And then we'll get our K2 from that. Right? Does that sound familiar? And then we got to do the same thing, except that I want to use K2 and get our K3. Right? Because remember, the K2 and the K3 are calculated at the midpoint. Remember doing that? This is what we did last time, isn't it? K1, K2 and K3 are calculated at the midpoint. Then we want to do calculate at the end point. So just for symmetry's sake, I'll just change this to h x of n plus h and y sub n plus k times h3. Or other way around, h times k3. This is what we'll use to get our k4. Remember, for Runge Kutta, we have to do k1, k2, k3, k4. This is another reason why I'm giving you this to take home. Not only lots of things to remember, it just takes time. Okay. Then we need our average slope, and that's when we do our weighted average. Right? And then we do our, well, finally we get our y sub n plus 1. All right. So let's say we start with point 1. Copy that down a bit. Our initial condition is 1 and 5, right? Agree with that? Okay. So this K1 again is f of xy. So our original xy is going to do 2 times the x minus 3 times the y plus 1. So we want 2 times B2 minus 3 times C2 plus 1. You agree with that? All right. So then we need to calculate our midpoints here. So this is just B2 plus 0.5 times A2. Right? And the next one is previous y plus 0.5 times a2 times the slope, the k1. So it's like we're calculating the next y value, but we're stopping halfway. That's why we've got that extra 0.5 in there. Do you agree with that? Okay. So then, in the next line, we want to use those two x values. So that's 2 times, we'll use E2 plus, minus 3 times F2, that's the y value, plus the 1. So far, so good? Okay. This one, again, is just the half of the x values. I'm just going to go grab it from E2. Just as easy as anything. Or I could use the same formula we used before, but since I already have it calculated once, there's no reason to do it again. This one is, again, old y value, which is C2, plus I got to do a half of the step size times that K2. That's our next slope estimate. Right? So again, it's just the same formulas we used before with the Euler's method and improved Euler's method. We're just using a half because we're only going halfway. Again, in this case, oh no, that's not it. Not that case. All right. Now I can just, should be able to just copy and paste. Is the whole reason why I was doing that. Do you get the next one? That's the reason why I put those extra columns in there, isn't it? So I can just copy and paste the formulas. For K2, I need old x plus the step for what's in K2. For new y, I got to use old y plus, I want to use the whole step in this case, right? So I want to use step size times K3. So that looks exactly like it does in Euler's or improved Euler's at the end, correct? Okay. So then your K4, I don't need to do that. I can just copy and paste. That's the whole reason why I did that. And again, once you have one of these spreadsheets set up, you should just have to change the formula in D2 and then copy and paste in the other ones. Everything else should be set up for you. Average slope, again, remember, for this one is you have to do a weighted average. I have to take the first one, which is K1, plus 2 times K2. Scroll over so I don't lose the formula off the side of the screen. Plus 2 times the K3 plus the K4, and then divide it by 6. The weighted average of your K's. The ones in the middle get 2, they get doubled. And again, the reason for that is because it's a right and a left estimate twice. Or, well, I'm sorry, not twice. The K2 is a right and a left estimate, and the K3 is a right and a left estimate. So we're counting it twice. And then for our new one, our new y sub n plus 1, that's our C2 plus our A2 times, and we'll use the average slope for that, which is N2. And then I got to calculate the next x value here. And where the heck was that over? O2, is that right? Is that the last column is O2? Okay. So I want to copy down that y value, which was O2, grab this whole rest of this row, and drag it down one spot. Maybe. Drag it down one spot. And then drag the whole row down a bunch of spots. And then again, this is our estimate, that negative 2.16. Oh, B3? Remember, B3 is previous X, so B2, and then plus the step, which is A3 or A2, doesn't really matter. As long as you use one of those values in the A column, you'll be fine. And then your C3 should be O2. And then drag everything else down. So, yeah, I took the rest of, after I typed in what B3 and C3 were, I just took the rest of the row, copied down one slot, then went back and grabbed the whole row and copied it all the way down. O2, yeah, C3 is just a copy of O2. Yeah. Okay with everybody? Like I said, hopefully you have everything, all this set up already. But if not, we're recording it and I'll post it on YouTube. All right, so let's do the error again. I need to tell you what the solution is for this one. So the solution to this problem, the actual analytic solution is y of x is equal to 1/9 plus 2/3 x plus 38/9 e to the negative 3 times x minus 1. Yep, that was intuitive. I'm sure you would have guessed that right away. You were just going to say that, right? Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, this one was intuitive. This one, I don't think was so intuitive. Debatable. Yeah. A little debatable. I agree. All right. So in P2 then, I want to calculate the actual value. I'm just going to type that in rather than the formula. So that is equal to, what did I say? 1/9 plus 2/3 times the x value is over in B2. So B2. And then it's plus 38 divided by 9 times e to the negative 3 times a, that didn't sound good, a2 minus 1. I'm going to put a times sign in there, it's going to be mad at me. Because it's supposed to be B2. That's why it's A2. That makes sense, right? A longer solution here. On your take home, the function is square root. SQRT gives you square root if you didn't know that in Excel. Good news is if you start typing what you think the function name should be, a whole list of functions pop up in Excel. Like I said, now you see I just typed the letter B. Here's all the functions in Excel that begin with the letter B, even though we don't want any of them. All right. Everybody got that function typed in? It's just that with B2 in the place of X. And then the error then should be C2, because that's where the Y value is sitting, right? Is in C2, not A2 or B2, minus P2. And again, that first error should be 0, because we're starting from the initial condition. So that first error should be 0. And let's copy this down. You notice your errors are tiny here, which they should be. It's Runge Kutta, they should be small. But again, if you want to verify that it's O of h to the 4th, the global truncation error again, what you would want to do, here's your row that has the value that we're trying to estimate, the 1.5. All right. We scroll over. Here's what the error is at that point. If I have the step size, I should go down by a 16. So if we go back over, so let me just copy and paste that value so that I see it. So I just want to paste over here. I want to paste the actual value, which is why I'm going to the paste option and seeing values. And then go back over here and have the step size, so changing it to 0.05. Here's where that error should be. Here's where the error is. And if I take this error here and divide it by 16, it's close to a 16th of what it was here. Close to a 16th of what it was. And again, we're just looking for close. It's on the order of. Right? If this was off by a decimal place, then we'd have some issues. Right? If it said 6.76 e to the minus, this says like 7.76 e to the minus 0.5, or e to the minus 5, there might be an issue there somewhere. It's on the order of the 16th is what we're looking at.
I'm getting the right actual value thing, but my errors are
Oh! I know why. I forgot to copy my. No. That's right. No, that's not right. Let's see what you've got. Just scroll down one there. Where am I looking up there?
Oh.
Oh, I know I have. You didn't. I don't think you copied these down because those Y values aren't right. I mean, you must have not copied from the previous one, maybe. Your Y values are all off. Scroll back over to the right, or the left, I mean, the other way. Oh, yeah, for some reason this got stuck at 2. So this should be equal to O2. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay.
So what was the?
It should be O. It should just be equal to O2 there. It's because you can hit 0 2 instead of O2. That's what it's doing. Is this okay with everybody? This is okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording so that we're not getting dead air here at the end. Get down here. All right. Questions about anything at all?